NCAA Softball Super Regionals presented by Capital One. The Michigan Wolverines await at the Women's College World Series. They will face either the Tide or the Sooners on opening day at the World Series in Oklahoma City on Thursday. Last night, game one, 3-run lead for OU, but the bases were loaded, and the 3-2 changeup from Paige Parker to end the threat and end the game. The Sooners take the opener 5-2. As we welcome you to Tuscaloosa, Beth Mullins along with our Olympic gold medalist Michelle Smith, Jessica Mendoza, 2 freshmen making their debuts in the Supers last night. It will be the same 2 pitchers here today, and for Parker, big in that 7th inning when they had to have her.
Well, Parker was strong all game long. In fact, against the lefties, just 2 for 14. And why? Because she can use so many different weapons. She uses the curveball away from the lefties. She'll use the backdoor curveball to the righties. She'll change her eye level with the rise ball. And oh yes, the changeup. Good enough to throw in the bottom of the 7th with the bases loaded in a 3-2 count. Just a great effort by Parker.
Well, Lexi Osorio, her counterpart, she was strong through the first 5 innings, but the one bad inning, Jess, proved to be costly.
Well, Alexis Osorio was so good early. She had a no-hitter going. The longest time through 5 innings that OU had been no-hit all season long. Why was she so effective? She really utilized her rise ball early on. She used it out of the zone, really got Oklahoma hitters to chase. And they made adjustments. That 6th inning, Lauren Chamberlain came up in a 2-0 count, made her bring it down into the zone. Crucial for Oklahoma to have that success is the adjustments they made to be able to get those big hits.
And it will be Parker going again, knowing that they are 1 win away from heading home to Oklahoma City for the Women's College World Series in a bid to win their 3rd national championship. It would be a 5th trip to the World Series in a row. And these seniors know nothing more than playing in Oklahoma City to close out their years. And for Parker, looking for her first trip, the rookie out of Independence, Missouri, 28-5, the leading candidate for National Freshman of the Year honors. And was strong, holding Alabama to just the 5 hits in game 1.
Well, Parker, the lefty, will throw the ball in the mid-60s. She's obviously got that lefty-lefty matchup. She was very strong last night against the lefties. Again, just 2 for 14, but it's that rise ball changeup combo that is so threatening, and the fact that she can also throw her curveball on both sides of the plate. When she works from ahead, she is very tough to beat.
Let's take a look at our Capital One starting lineups for the Crimson Tide.
Well, speaking of that lefty matchup, you look at the best hitter, the strongest hitter in Alabama's lineup. That's Marissa Runyon, but she has struggled in the postseason, just batting 134. This bat needs to get going for Alabama.
Tide will be the visitors. They'll be up first. They've moved over into the visitors' dugout as well over at the first base side, but they still have the home crowd behind them. And the freshman out of Huntsville, Texas, Demi Turner, will start things off. A combination of speed and power at the top of that lineup for Alabama. And the first offering from Paige Parker, low and out of the zone, 1-0. These 2 teams met for the 2012 National Championship. Oklahoma won game 1 of the championship series. The Tide rallied to win games 2 and 3. Bama knocked out OU again at the World Series last year. And that is ripped fair inside the line. Turner will be held to the single. And that'll bring up Haley McClenny, the junior out of Morris, Alabama. 5 hits in the postseason, and all of them have gone over the fence, including a solo shot last night.
The biggest thing she's been doing is just seeing the ball deep, Beth. Not rolling over on that front side. That's going to be her biggest goal against Parker today.
Just 3 in the regular season, and now 5 in her last 4 games for the All-American center fielder. They've got speed on the bases, but very few opponents even try and run on Whitney Ellis anymore behind the plate. Widely regarded to have the best arm behind the dish in college softball. The 1-0 to McClenny. She was 1 for 3 last night with that solo home run. She hit 4 home runs last weekend. For much of her career, their leadoff hitter, and now in recent weeks has moved down the order to be more of a run producer and finding a home now in the 2 spot. Takes a look at a strike, 2-1.
That's the reason she matches up so well against those lefties. She'll throw that curveball away from them. She'll throw you under the hands and then run that curveball away from you.
Parker with the curveball high, 3-1. Last night, just 1 for 13 with runners on base and only 1 of 8 risks. They left the bases loaded and had a chance to win it in the bottom of the 7th. Top part of the order were the group that got the 2 runs on the board for Alabama last night. Can they get a push from the rest of the lineup, which Parker kept very quiet in game 1?
Jaden Spencer had a double against Parker. Big reason why is she kept that front side open. I'm interested to see how they pitch to her today, if they come back in or they stay away.
Jaden also had a good eye at the plate. She walked a couple times, got hit by a pitch. She reached base in all 4 of her appearances last night. Spencer and Danny Richard and Leona Lafaele, the bats that Pat Murphy needs to wake up here in game 2. The 2 on board for Bama, the 1-1 to Spencer. That's in for a strike, 1-2.
And you see that front foot, Beth, it's staying open, and that really makes her susceptible to that outside pitch where OU is staying. But if they come in, it gets her hips out of the way, allows her to drive it to left.
Lays off of it, 2-2. Parker threw all 7 innings last night. She struck out 6 through 122 pitches. Back-to-back probably shouldn't be a problem, but a game 3, if Bama can force it, then things might get interesting for the 2 young pitchers.
Well, the big thing last night is that Parker did a really good job of pitching from ahead, and so far in this first inning, she's pitched a little bit from behind. It just changes the way the whole count goes.
Two to Spencer. Grounded to Penley at short. Backhands to Casey to throw to first. They'll get the out at second on a pretty play by Penley up the middle. And the Tide have runners on the corners with 1 out.
Well, this is one of the keys to winning championships. It's being able to defend your pitcher. Look at how far in the 5-6 hole Penley is, but she goes up the middle, quick release and backhanded throw to Georgia Casey. So look at this toss over. She keeps her thumb down, keeps that ball on a line. Excellent effort by Penley.
And now it's Marissa Runyon, batting just $154 in the postseason. Swinging away at the first pitch, a towering fly ball. Casey fighting the sun to make the catch, 2 down.
And that's a nice play by Georgia Casey, going back on a very high hit ball. Did you see the way she checked her right fielder, knowing that she wasn't going to have any help from Erin Miller coming in, because Miller was deep.
This is Chauncey Bell, the catcher, batting in the 5 spot. The senior out of Indianapolis. having a productive NCAA tournament so far. She hit a home run last weekend in the regional. Seven home runs, 35 RBI in her first year as the starter, a 3-year reserve. Good stop by Ellis. 2-0. Driven in 5 so far in the NCAA tournament in their 4 games. Right at Chamberlain at first. Oklahoma takes care of the threat. They'll pick up the bats when we come back.
The NCAA Softball Super Regionals is presented by Quicksilver from Capital One. Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back every purchase, every day. And in part by Lumber Liquidators, hardwood floors for less.
Alabama, the visitors, playing at home here in game 2. Left a couple on base, and now Oklahoma's turn in the bottom of the first. Sooners need just 1 win to advance to the Women's College World Series. Alabama needs a doubleheader sweep. Alexis Osorio will get the start for the 2nd game in a row. Looking for her 20th win of the season, over 200 strikeouts. She's one of the 3 finalists for National Freshman of the Year honors and led the SEC this season in ERA and strikeouts.
Well, she's going to throw 64 to 65, and even though it's in that mid-60s range, she is more spin than speed. She's got a beautiful rise ball. I think today, because Oklahoma adjusted the rise ball, she's going to go more to her curve on both sides of the plate and also utilize that off speed.
How about the Capital One starting lineups? Those 2 women right there, the active leaders in career home runs and runs batted in.
And Chamberlain from the right side, Pendley from the left side, the 2 of them together. Love their power numbers, their average numbers. They are definitely the engine that makes this Sooner offense go.
They are both top 5 all-time on the home run list. Pendley with the 84 home runs, that's 5th best. And of course, Lauren Chamberlain, just a few weeks ago, becoming the new college home run queen, passing Stacey Newman. She now is up to 93 home runs, including the one she hit last night, a 2-run shot. In a 5-2 OU win, all of those runs coming in the 6th inning. They started to get a better read on the freshman pitcher, and now they'll see her for the 2nd day in a row. First pitch off speed, misses away. Osorio had only allowed 8 home runs throughout the regular season, and then 2 in 1 inning last night. And this is the first time she will see Chamberlain again since that home run ball. She had won her last 5 appearances prior to taking the loss last night. One pitch, that missed away. 2-1. Didn't give up a hit through 5 innings last night, and then things came apart a bit in that 6th. Did not have a strikeout over the last 2 innings. Sydney Littlejohn came on to take over for the final 2/3. 2-2 to Chamberlain.
I think a lot of the credit goes to Oklahoma. They made adjustments. They made mid-game adjustments, and you have to do that when you're facing a pitcher like Lexi Osorio.
Listed high, full count. If you're new to the Sooners, why you got your top home run hitters at the top of the order? Well, the thinking is let's get them more at-bats. more opportunities, and let's let them protect each other in the lineup. Off speed, got her with the change, called strike 3.
Well, I love the chess match between Osorio and these OU hitters. How does she approach Chamberlain initially? She gives her off speed, comes back with a curveball. Again, away out of the zone with a curve, back inside. Rise ball that Chamberlain lays off, and then beautiful change up, the location right at the knees. It's going to be a fun game between these hitters and Osorio.
Shelby Pendley will come to the plate. She was 0 for 3 in game 1. Suffered the ankle injury to that right ankle on Thursday. They weren't even sure if she'd be able to go yesterday. Not only did she hit, but she played it short as well. Fifth best home run total this year in the country, quietly moving up the charts while Chamberlain was getting most of the attention. Pendley has put together a fantastic career at the plate. Actually has a few more career RBIs than Chamberlain does. She's a little higher on that chart.
Well, and she's having a better overall year. Maybe not a career than Chamberlain, but she was the Big 12 Player of the Year over Chamberlain.
2-1 from Osorio. Turner at second. Got her. 2 down. Right fielder Aaron Miller will step in. 1 for 3, scored a run yesterday. She had a walk-off 2-run home run in their regional win over Texas A&M last weekend. With a junior out of Tulsa. Alexis Osorio was the SEC's Freshman of the Year. Had wins during the regular season over Florida and Alabama and Georgia. Also saw Michigan and Louisiana Lafayette during the year. Pitch. Right down the pipe. Talking with the two coaches, they love the fact that their freshmen have become fearless and have accepted the challenge of being in the ring here for the biggest fights of their careers. Patty Gasso in her 21st season with a couple of national championships. Over 1,000 wins. Only Arizona's Mike Candrea got there faster than she did. And they are currently on a run of 4 straight Big 12 championships. Miller wanted to walk. Osorio told her to hold on a sec.
I think Aaron Miller was looking away because this pitch painted perfectly over white on the inside part of the plate.
Three-two to Miller. Runyon's there at third, side retired. Osorio starts 3 up and 3.
Zuba Mahenti keeping you up to date on Super Regional Saturday. Oregon's just about, it appears, punching their ticket to the Women's College World Series. Janelle Lindvall gone, 7th home run of the year. Team leading 51st RBI. By the end of the day, Beth, one of your 2 teams will be in. Oregon's on the U.
Well, thank you, Zubin. Well, looks like the Ducks may be moving on. You've already got 2 SEC teams in the World Series. Michigan is there as well. Things have changed an awful lot over the course of the last 10 years. That's when we first started playing the Super Regionals. Look at the 8 host sites in 2005. West Coast and Texas well represented, as well as the Midwest. 10 years later, look at how the game has moved and made the shift to the SEC. 5 of the 8 Super Regional sites now in the Southeastern Conference, and 2 out in Pac-12 country. It looks like Oregon will move on to the World Series. UCLA will get underway with Missouri. That's another head-to-head SEC Pac-12 showdown. And with LSU's win today over Arizona, the SEC is now 7-1 in this NCAA tournament, head-to-head against the Pac-12. But the Ducks, as the overall 2 seed, looking strong and looking like a very serious threat to win their first national championship.
It is interesting, though, to see how the game has evolved the last 10 years, and the talent has spread out. And the teams that make it to postseason, which then gets the recruits for the future.
And look at Auburn going to the World Series for the first time. Clint Myers, successful at Arizona State, 2 national championships. Auburn able to lure him away. And now they will be playing for a national championship War Eagle for the first time in school history. High fly ball out to left. Katie Self is there. 1 down as Danae Hayes is retired. How does that make the folks in Tuscaloosa feel, knowing that down on the plains they are getting ready to go to the World Series, and Bama has to win twice here to advance? On a gorgeous day in Tuscaloosa, the home fans here want to play too. Sooners need just 1 win. Here's Leona Lafaele.
You can see these righty hitters for Alabama. Lafaele gets in the box. She's well off the plate. She's got that open stance. A lot of them aren't getting fully closed. Really looking for something inside from that lefty curveball of Parker's.
One from Parker. Goes upstairs. Lafaele able to get a piece of it. Well, the head coach for the Crimson Tide, Pat Murphy, in his 17th season. An NFCA Hall of Famer, trying to get back to the Women's College World Series for the 10th time. The highlight, of course, the 2012 National Championship over Oklahoma when they were dancing in the rain. After dropping Game 1 of the championship series, they rallied to take Games 2 and 3 behind Jackie Trena and Kayla Bro and Jen Fenton and that outstanding senior class. Snagged at third by Arnold. Fires to first. Got her. What a play by the freshman. 2 down.
Well, Jess, you talked about a lot of the righties being open, and they're going to mash this ball into that 5-6 hole with that open stance. You got to love the way that Arnold's positioning. Look at her positioning, slightly off the line, protecting the 5-6 hole. Full out dive, pops right up to make the throw.
2 really nice defensive plays already by the left side of the infield for Oklahoma. Callie Case, this is the change in the lineup for Alabama today. Case, the junior from Sewanee, Georgia, coming in to play left field. Chandler Dare was 0 for 3 in Game 1, so Pat Murphy looking for a little hotter bat. Center field, and initially coming in was Parsons, and able to back it up and make the catch. 3 up and 3 down. Sooners coming up. Oklahoma winning game one last night, 5-2. 4-5-6 coming up for the Sooners. It's Casey, Parker, and Self. Georgia, the senior from Sydney, Australia. The senior class, the best win percentage in the nation over the last 4 years. Nobody has done it better. And that includes a national championship in 2013 when they beat Tennessee. Lady Vols are headed back to the World Series. Look at that win percentage, best in the country. The total wins, second behind the University of Florida. And 2 trips to the championship series for the Sooners.
What I like about Georgia Casey is she's just a very consistent hitter, and she really exemplifies Oklahoma's offense with her stance, the way she gets down. She's able to adjust to a lot of different pitches. Look how low she is in her legs. When she gets into her stance, that front leg, she's very wide, but incredibly low to the ground, and this is a staple for Oklahoma's offense.
5 for 9 during the tournament. Osorio struck her out on a rise ball her first at bat last night. Look at how low she goes. That's for a much lower strike zone as well for a rise ball pitcher.
What it does too is it keeps you balanced. So when you do see a changeup, if you stay in your legs, if you're able to keep that weight there, you're able to adjust and still have power to hit it.
2-2. Got her to chase it. Second strikeout for Osorio. 1 down.
Look at that pitch as it moves up and away from Georgia Casey, and she just swings at a pitch out of the zone. Typically you don't see that. Georgia Casey is usually pretty disciplined at hitting or swinging at strikes and not balls. Just a testament again to Lexi Osorio and how good her spin is.
This is the pitcher, Paige Parker, who not only had the win last night in game one, but also the game-winning RBI on a sac fly in that 6th inning when the Sooners scored all 5 of their runs. .403 on the season. She's hitting .273 in the postseason. Has some power. Got under it. Spencer. 2 down.
Wow, she just missed that. Even the sac fly she had last night, guys, just underneath it, but she got barrel on ball and hit that thing 15 stories high.
Katie Self, a 2-run home run in that 6th inning last night. And Osorio starts out with the off speed and for a strike. The junior out of Edmond, Oklahoma. Suffered an ACL injury in early May of last year. Had been an emerging star and missed out on the postseason.
Well, last night, she had a big clutch 2-run home run. She crushed it off the foul pole in left field. Slipped at home plate. She was okay. Teammates laughing, picking her back up. But a good example of the adjustments that were made for OU last night.
Self sends this one out. Oh, and right there is Spencer. 6 in a row retired to start for Osorio.
College World Series is just amazing. It is the atmosphere that you dream about.
You walk in and there's the fans all around. You see cameras and you know that millions of people are watching you.
There's an aura about Oklahoma City.
There aren't words really to describe what World Series means.
Growing up playing softball, you always want to win a national championship.
The best moments that I've had in my life, some of them are on that field.
Yeah, you might have been dreaming about it since you were a little girl, but now it's a reality. Now we can make it happen.
And the Women's College World Series will get underway May 28th, coming up Thursday at noon Eastern. We got a quadruple header to start things off 8 teams, double elimination format leading up to a best-of-3 championship series. And, of course, we will have all the action for you. And we now know half the field that will be headed to OKC. The Oregon Ducks just a moment ago beating NC State to sweep their Super Regional. So the 2, 3, and 4 seeds are in, as well as the 8 seed Tennessee. And congratulations to the Auburn Tigers, the first time in school history that War Eagle will be soaring over the skies of Hall of Fame Stadium. Michigan with the national championship in 2005. Tennessee has the distinction right now of the most World Series wins without a title. They'll try for another one. And of course the Oregon Ducks, they were in the national semifinals last year. They are one of the favorites to win their first national championship. 9 and then the top coming up for Alabama. They left 2 on base and were 0 for 3 with a runner in scoring position in the first inning. They had a chance to jump on top early. The top seed Florida, they opened up their Super Regional today. They beat Kentucky handily. LSU run-ruled Arizona, and UCLA, Missouri will be getting underway tonight out in Westwood. With Hall of Fame Stadium reporter and the Emmy-nominated Holly Rowe on the call. Two-one pitch. Richard out to left field and placed perfectly as Katie Self. 1 down. And we'd like to welcome those of you watching the Oregon Ducks defeat North Carolina State to advance to the Women's College World Series. Game 1 last night went to the Oklahoma Sooners. Game 2, the Crimson Tide need to win this to force the if necessary game. Top of the order for Alabama, Demi Turner, Callie Parsons out in center, 2 down. And here comes the All-American center fielder Haley McClenny, who hit a solo home run last night. She has 5 postseason hits. They have all been homers. She walked back in the first inning. That was her 55th walk of the season. And she comes in with one of the best on-base percentages in the country, and has the best batting average as a junior here at the University of Alabama. Just as was the case last night, 2 freshmen in the circle. With the fortunes of the Sooners and the Tide in their fingertips.
This is the second time through that McClenny's gotten 0 to hit. I mean, it's not even that she's just missing on some of them. You can tell that they want her to chase.
Considering the Alabama lineup last night, she's the one pitcher you're not, or the one hitter you're not going to let beat you, right?
Especially because she had the home run.
Yeah. And it's probably going to be up to the other Alabama players to make something happen to allow McClenny to get a pitch to hit.
I think both programs are going to do that. You know, it's probably a good guess that Chamberlain isn't going to come up and be pitched to in a situation where Oklahoma could win it, or McClenny if Alabama could win it. It's smart strategy.
What's the phrase that you pitchers like to use when you will or will not throw to somebody? Situational?
Oh, situational pitches.
Yes. We're doing air quotes.
What did you say? Scared.
Scared.
Oh, the hitter's perspective comes out.
That's what we would yell to the pitcher if she tried to intentionally walk any of us.
Spencer reached on a fielder's choice in the first. She's now been on base in all 5 of her plate appearances here at the Super Regional. Do you try and run McClenny here? Got nothing to lose with 2 outs?
Ellis behind the plate. That's tough.
Odds are against you. And Spencer, it really drops off after her. But Spencer's been swinging. She almost had a base hit in the last one. Penley made a great play up the middle. She had a double against Parker.
So would you like McClenny on second base if she does deliver a single? She could score on that. McClenny is 31 for 33 in stolen base attempts. But the problem is Whitney Ellis has only been run on 11 times, and she's thrown out 7 of those base stealers.
So I think it becomes situational running. You pick a changeup. I think that's what you do, is you pick a count where you think a changeup and an off-speed pitch is coming, so you're a little bit more effective of running off Ellis. You're not running off the pitcher, you're running off the catcher.
So if you're Melissa Lombardi, are you saying that we might not want to throw a change in this situation?
Good chance of that, yes. If you think that Kelly McClenny will be taking off, especially with the 2 outs, as you mentioned.
A little chess match has broken out here in our Super Regional Softball Showdown. And a 1-1 to Spencer. Of course, the other thing to consider is, what do you think of Penley's ankle injury from practice a couple of days ago? It hasn't seemed to bother her so far. She'd probably be the one covering the bag. And now she's shifted over to her right, and it looks like Casey would be the one to cover second. And she is.
And that, a lot of times, comes from the pitch location. So the middle infielders will decide who's covering second base based on inside pitch, possible 5-6 hole play, outside pitch, possible right side play.
3-1 to Spencer is in for a strike. And now it's a moot point because McClenny can take off on the release of the pitch. Spencer to deep left field. Back it goes. A 2-run home run. And the Tide have the lead.
The chess match between Parker and these righties, where they've positioned themselves in the batter's box. Watch Jaden Spencer get a little bit more on the plate than she has been, but she opens up that front side. Look at that front leg open up. She knows it as soon as it's hit, it's gone.
6th home run of the season. 11th of the postseason for Bama, and just like in Game 1, they have a 2-0 lead. They've been awfully good when they've scored first, but that was the case last night, and they lost. But now it's Marissa Runyon. Let's see if she can feed off the momentum from Spencer and get her bat going again. It's been quiet.
Well, it's interesting, not one changeup, as we talked about, with McClenny on first, thrown to Jaden Spencer. You have to wonder how much that affects the fact that Spencer hits the home run, not having to sit or even think anything off speed.
Runyon gets underneath it. Casey has it. Side retired. The walk by McClenny right in front of Jaden Spencer. And she sends it out. The curveball goes deep, and a 2-0 Bama lead. ESPNW.com, the 5 things you need to know about the NCAA tournament. Also a great feature that the sports science guys did on the art of throwing the softball, and also softball snapshots from around the country. Game 2 of our best of 3, Oklahoma with the 1-0 lead, the Sooners with the 2-0 lead in this game. fans out on the berm just beyond the outfield fence. And you know what they did here at Alabama? Well, the university put flat screen TVs on the back side of the outfield fence all around the berm. So the fans out there could not only watch the action live on the ESPN networks, but watch all the replays. And I wonder if they have the volume turned up so they can hear your wonderful commentary as well.
It's like being at a rock concert where they have the big screens when you got the seats that are further away. I love it.
6 different players have hit a home run in the postseason for Alabama, most recently Jaden Spencer in a 2-0 lead. This is the bottom of the order for Oklahoma, and it's a different look from game 1. Nerschel, Arnold, and Parsons, 3 different hitters at the bottom of the order. Parsons gets the start today after she broke up the no-hitter in the 6th inning and came in to score in front of Chamberlain in her 2-run home run. Dropping down the bunt, covered by Runyon. 1 down, and Osorio has retired the first 7 she has faced. Well, the Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City on Thursday, May 28th. All the action live on ESPN. For more information on the Women's College World Series, go to NCAA.com. It's your official online home for all 89 NCAA championships. You can also keep up to date on the men's and women's lacrosse finals that are going on this weekend. We started out this super regional weekend with 16 teams. We will have 8 headed to Oklahoma City, and we already know 4 of them. Michigan, Oregon, Auburn, and Tennessee are in. And the winner of this super regional will face Michigan on Thursday. 1-0 to Arnold. Nobody right now hotter than the Maize and Blue, riding a 25-game winning streak into the Women's College World Series. They're 5-0 in the NCAA tournament, scoring 45 runs, and they are mashers of the home run ball. Gasso wanted Arnold in the lineup. She thought she might get a little more punch off of her bat. Went after the rise ball, 2-2.
She took a hack. And this is a player who switched around, going to the left side in her career at Oklahoma because she's got some speed, but found a home back on the right side because of swings like that. She's got some pop.
Another rise ball, and the strikeout for Osorio, her 3rd. 8 in a row retired to start the game. Remember, last night she had a no-hitter through 5.
When you see a swing like this, the best pitch to throw a hard, big swing is a rise ball, and that's exactly what Osorio does.
Callie Parsons in the 9 spot. The pinch hit single off of Osorio to break up the no-no last evening.
Well, you talk about the game face of Osorio. I mean, she is just, it's almost like she's burning holes through Parsons. I just love the way this freshman has this poker face in the circle. All business.
I spoke with Lauren Chamberlain before the game about that comeback in the 6th inning. And she gave all the credit in the world to Callie Parsons. She said, you know what? She comes off the bench, pinch hits against a pitcher who had really dominated us through, and she broke up the no-hitter, which gave us the confidence. Of course, Chamberlain hit a home run a batter later.
She is on deck hoping that she may be able to step to the plate with a runner on, but Parsons tries to work out of a hole here, 1-2. Swing, foul towards Patty Gasso. Got a .400 average this year with 2 outs. at how McClenney has shifted over and shallow in left center against the slapper. And even the right fielder, Callie Case, pulled way in. Or left fielder. Two to Parsons. Full count. Alabama with the 2-0. 2-0 Alabama with the lead over Oklahoma as we move to the top of the fourth inning, and Sooner head coach Patty Gasso.
I know, Patty, that since you guys have been here in Tuscaloosa, you guys have been speaking to the team before they take the field. What have you talked to them about today?
I'm just letting them do some of the talking, but I'm just reiterating to relax and just stay with their game plan and trust. You know, sometimes when you bring in different umpires, everything kind of changes. Strike zones change, so forth. So we've got to get comfortable with that and know what we've got to start looking for.
And Coach, Paige Parker has just been outstanding for you yesterday. Today, the defense has been strong. What's your message to your defense, to your pitching staff about playing up against a very good Alabama team?
Same thing, composure, do what we do at practice. I mean, that's why we practice, to put it out here in these kind of situations. So, I mean, you've seen the defense make some great plays. It's Paige's got to start working ahead and just settle in and start being herself. I think she might be a little bit tight right now, so the more we go along, the more Paige seems to settle in, and that's where we need to be.
All right, thank you very much, Patty. Head coach for the Oklahoma Sooners, and her freshman in the circle. 3 innings of work, 47 pitches, has given up a couple of hits, including the 2-run home run to Jaden Spencer, the scoring for Bama in the top of the third. The Tide are at home, but they are the visitors here in Game 2. It's must win for Bama. Otherwise, Oklahoma heads to the Women's College World Series for the 10th time in school history. Both of these teams, former national champions, going toe-to-toe for a trip to OKC. 5, 6, and 7 for the Tide. Bell, Hayes, and Lafayette. The bottom of their order in Game 1, very quiet. Can they make some noise today?
Well, and I love what Coach Gasso talked about, that Paige Parker needs to work from ahead. Again here at this at-bat, behind 2-0. Just 6 of 14 now on first pitch strikes. She controlled ABs a little bit better last night.
Penley hopped up on her a little bit, but no trouble for Shelby. 1 down. That is Kelsey Stevens warming up out in the bullpen. She was their ace last year, a 30-game winner that threw in the postseason and into the World Series. Has struggled this season. Parker has taken over. Hayes flew out to center field back in the second inning. Penley again deep in the hole. 2 down.
I love the way that Patrick comes out. He's talking to Leona Lafayette. I wouldn't be surprised if he's trying to give a little more rest to his defense, but also to Lexi Osorio. It's been a quick inning, 2 ground outs to Shelby Penley. It's a warm day.
A ground out for Leona in her first at bat. We often see pitchers trying to stay warm in the dugout, but on a day like today, what do you do to try and stay cool in the dugout?
A lot of hydration. It's a great point, because it affects your abilities, especially later on in the game. Stay hydrated. Keep an ice cool towel on your neck. Try to keep your pitching hand dry. That's usually a big thing as well if you're a heavy sweater, like I was. You had to use the rosin and the dirt.
We don't sweat, we perspire.
Oh, that's it. Right. Excuse me.
0-2 to Lafayette. One and two. Of course, the other reason you may want to give Parker an extra breath or two, she's got Lauren Chamberlain coming up. There she is by the big fog. Bell's taking all the cool air right there. And the strikeout for Parker. 3 up and 3 down. We'll chat with Pat Murphy when we come back here to Tuscaloosa. And we will also see the all-time home run queen take another swing. Welcome back to the NCAA Softball Super Regionals, presented by Capital One. Must win for Alabama here in Game 2, and they've got the 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th, and Pat Murphy joining us.
Coach, this is Michelle. Paige Parker, the lefty, has been particularly tough on your left-handed hitters. What sort of adjustments are you asking your young ladies to make?
Well, pick a side of the plate. To me, that's the easiest. Cut it in half and only deal with 8 inches instead of 17. Okay, pick a side of the plate. I think Demi did that her first at bat. She got the single down the right field line. Haley really hadn't much to hit, so we'll be fine though. I think we've got a better approach today.
Well, and Coach Alexis Osorio gave up the 5 runs yesterday, but what was your conversation like with her today to get the freshman ready to go again?
Well, it's a simple play where your feet are. Right now in this moment, don't worry about yesterday. Don't worry about, 2 hours from now. Don't worry about the last inning. Right now, the next pitch, that's all we're worried about. At-bats, defensive plays, and pitches right now.
All right, thank you very much, Pat.
Thanks for being here, you guys.
Yep. Thanks, Coach.
At the Rhodes House here in Tuscaloosa, Alexis Osorio, no-hitter through 5 in Game 1, and she has retired the first 9 she has faced here in Game 2. So the top of the order coming back up, Lauren Chamberlain, who struck out looking at a changeup in the first inning. Chamberlain out to deep left, back to the track, and making the catch is Callie Case. 1 down.
And you see the communication right now between McClenny and Case, because there was very little communication prior to that. That could have been actually a double with a collision. The way that Case went after that and did not call it very loud at all.
The other big hitter coming up now, Shelby Penley. Shelby grounded to second in the first inning. Trying to get to Alexis Osorio. They got to her in 1 inning, the 5-run 6th inning. That was good enough to win Game 1. But other than that, Osorio has gotten the better of the Sooners. And a terrific matchup of these 2 young pitchers here in Tuscaloosa. As Penley takes a look at a strike, 1-1. That Game 1 in the 6th inning, the Sooner hitters were 4 for 5, including a couple of home runs. Other than that inning, they are hitless with 11 strikeouts against Osorio. Can they get it cranked up again in Game 2 for a big inning? Penley, the Big 12 Player of the Year for the 2nd time in her career. She has the best batting average in school history. 2nd most home runs behind Chamberlain. side and hits her. A one-out base runner for Oklahoma.
See, it's the rise ball that just gets away. Osorio, just no opportunity at all for Penley to get out of the way.
Penley on board for Aaron Miller. She lined out to the third baseman, Marissa Runyon, in her first AB. Osorio misses away to the lefty. Miller was a .250 hitter last year. This season, her batting average has gone up 150 points. Had the second best batting average on the team. And pops it up to the left side. Back on the grass is Hayes. 2 down. Unable to move the base runner over. Georgia Casey struck out on a curveball in the second inning, one of 4 strikeouts for Osorio. Swinging at the first pitch, McClenny in center, coming on to make the catch. A hit batter, but Penley. Softball Super Regionals presented by Capital One. Alabama, a must-win situation for the Tide. They are up 2-0 on Oklahoma. If the Sooners win this game, they advance to the Women's College World Series. Beth Mullins, along with our Olympic gold medalist, Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith. Michelle, we saw Alexia Osorio last night. 5 scoreless, no-hit innings for her, and now she started out with 4 of them here today.
Yeah, and she's just doing outstanding today. I like the fact that she's using her rise ball, but she's got 2 strikeouts on her curveball, her changeup, so she's mixing her pitches a little bit better here this afternoon.
And how about for the Alabama hitters? They're up 2-0, seeing Paige Parker for the second day.
They're adjusting, and that's really what postseason is about. You have to do it in game. What did you see Jaden Spencer do? She struggled early on in the game, so she moves in the batter's box. She adjusts her body. Boom, home run. That's what Oklahoma did last night against Osorio, but we're seeing both sides make very good adjustments.
Tide were in front 2-0 last night, and it was a big 5-run 6th inning for the Sooners that got them to win. 8-9 in the top coming up for the Tide. Parker fields the bunt, and it's dropped by Casey at first base.
And this was one of the things when we spoke to Coach Murphy about putting pressure on the Oklahoma defense. They wanted to try to bunt the ball to the right side of the lefty pitcher. Look at the way Paige Parker's going to have to come off the mound. This is a tough play for a lefty because you either have to open up or spin around. The throw's a little bit late, but this needs to be caught by Georgia Casey. I think there's a good chance that Case would have been safe anyway.
Danny Richard tries to lay down the sacrifice. Chamberlain fields it again. They're able to get it to the right side to advance the runner. Pat Murphy told us the scouting report on OU was they love to try and go to second base on the bunts, and those two, or that last one, excuse me, they didn't give him a chance to. So a runner in scoring position for Demi Turner in the top of the order. 1 for 2, singled in the first. Case down at second base after the error. There are 2 runs scored on the 2-run home run by Jaden Spencer in the 3rd inning. Pat Murphy was talking with his team earlier today about the 2011 Super Regionals against Stanford here in Tuscaloosa. They lost game 1 by the exact same score, 5-2. They run-ruled the Cardinal in Game 2, and then they won Game 3 1-0 to advance to the World Series. Can they do it again? Turner takes a look at a strike, 2-1.
Hey, right here, Timmy. Here we go, baby. Right here, Tim. Right here, Tim. Yeah,
371 on the season with a runner in scoring position. Inside, Turner rips it foul.
I love what Coach talked about, is having his lefties split the plate, focus on 8 inches instead of the 17 inches of the plate, and instead of trying to guess is it inside, is it outside, look for a pitch inside and then try and hit it right side.
From Parker. Got her. 2 down. Good changeup again from Parker, and here's Haley McClenny with a runner in scoring position. And first base is open. She's walked twice, scored on the home run ball in the 3rd.
Big.
Went off the knob of her back foul.
How big was that Jaden Spencer home run? Obviously not just the score, but the fact that now they have to take McClenny more seriously as far as throwing to her. On deck has solidified the fact that you can't just put McClenny on base.
All about protection of your All-American hitters. The throw down to second.
On the umpire,
back in safe.
Puts the arm out, calls the defensive obstruction, basically saying that Callie Case has allowed the bag.
Yeah, that Georgia Casey was blocking the bag. Even if they had the tag down, she would have been ruled safe. Native of Morris, Alabama, grew up wanting to play for the Crimson Tide, won 3 state titles in high school, has been to the World Series, played for the national championship last year, losing to Florida. Wrist has been an issue for the Tide during the Supers. They went 0 for 3 in the first inning today. And the called strike 3 on McClenny. Parker with back-to-back strikeouts with a runner in scoring position. Got her with the backdoor curve.
Paige Parker with the backdoor curveball gets McClenny looking. Big strikeout.
Nothing. Alabama with the lead over Oklahoma in the bottom of the 5th inning here at the Rhodes House in Tuscaloosa. It's a must-win game for Bama. Oklahoma is 1 victory away from getting back to the Women's College World Series for the 5th year in a row and try for their 3rd national championship. But it's been a banner season so far for the Southeastern Conference. They had both teams in the finals last year, and this season, an NCAA record 11 teams in the field, 8 of the 16 teams in the Supers. And we've already seen 2 SEC schools advance to the World Series in Auburn and Tennessee. You could have one entire side of the bracket SEC schools because Florida and LSU are 1 win away from heading to Oklahoma City. And of course, the Crimson Tide and the Missouri Tigers are still alive on the other side of the bracket. Michigan and Oregon, the other 2 teams that have already moved on, the 2 and the 3 seeds. Paige Parker had a fly ball out to right field back in the 2nd inning. Parker, Self, and Nerschel coming up. Similar story as it was last night. They're looking for their first hit off of Lexi Osorio. Freshman from Riverside, California, coming back strong from the loss last night. Just 1 OU base runner so far. Shelby Penley, a hit batter in the 4th. Michelle, you've marveled at the efficiency of these 2 young pitchers and their strikes to balls ratio.
Yes, she's doing a good job of working ahead. I think that Lexi continues to use all quadrants of the strike zone, so she's not predictable. She's moving the ball and your eye level up, but she's mixing speeds. I think that's one of the key components to today's success.
Good reach by Parker to protect.
I also like talking to Stephanie Van Brakel, the pitching coach for Alabama, before the game, and she said she texted Alexis Osorio this morning and said, I don't know about you, but I am fired up because that 6th inning, you were better than that. So I'm excited to see what you can show these Sooners today.
And Lexi texted back, darn right. I paraphrased.
But she even said, it's part of really just the mindset right now. It's not like you're getting into mechanics. It's not like you're trying to fix anything. It's just a matter of throwing away 1 inning, which we've proven has really been the lone inning Oklahoma has hit her.
Parker making her counterpart work. Another 3-2 pitch. Good discipline for Paige.
Yeah, Parker was beat on that changeup. All her weight was forward, and she was able to foul it off.
Parker down the left field line and foul off the fence. Again. Draws the walk. 2nd base runner for Oklahoma. Good work by Paige Parker.
Absolutely, Beth. I was just going to say that is outstanding work. Great effort. Really good at bat. Didn't get the base hit, but you know what? The walk is as good as a base hit, especially to lead off the inning.
And I feel like you're a pitcher that hit. Is that a pitcher that just understands the count, understands what to do? Wasting all those pitches, the frustration that can give a pitcher.
Ellis, the starting catcher, who is not in the batting order, can enter the game as a pinch runner here, and she will. Parker can re-enter. They will not be able to pull her for another pinch runner if she were to get on base later in the game. Katie South hit a 2-run home run in the 6th inning last night to give the Sooners the lead after they trailed 2-zip. Flew out to right field at her first at-bat, looking to lay down the sacrifice. And the only play for Runyon is to first. 1 down. They used a sacrifice bunt and a sacrifice fly to score a run in the 6th inning last night.
Well, I like the way that Runyon is going to read this very well. And look at the way she's going to look second. She thinks about it. And mid-hop comes back down and then dart throws over to first base. Good decision not to throw down to second base, but I love the fact she did take a look.
Yeah, but how many players could do that mid-hop and not throw it away? I thought she was going to, but very athletic.
Tori Nerschel is the DP, grounded to third. A great day for the fans of softball in the state of Alabama. Packed house down in Auburn today on the Plains. Another packed house here in Tuscaloosa. Folks here want to play 2. They would need to play 2, Alabama, to advance after Oklahoma took game 1 last night. Fouls it off. The bottom 3 here in the batting order for Oklahoma different from in the game last night. So this just the second at-bat for Nerschel against Osorio, and that is Nicole Penley, Shelby's sister, who is now on deck to pinch hit for Kelsey Arnold, the hitter who had replaced her in the lineup. Run at the plate for the Sooners. Changeup misses away. Pitch has popped up. We drift out of play. Again, these become important at-bats down at the bottom, because if you can get another base runner on, you're improving your chances of getting Lauren Chamberlain to the plate with runners on base. She is 4 away right now. From Osorio, lost her. Second walk of the inning. Nicole Penley, the pinch hitter here.
And this now puts it at 3 straight lefties for Osorio. She's had a lot of success against the lefties, but Kelsey Arnold, who's being hit for right now, had a poor at bat chasing a lot of the rise balls. So I think anytime you can get a slapper, a short gamer, they're going to look down in the zone.
Again, the storyline from last night. She had 4 strikeouts in the first 2 innings, but none in these last 2 innings. The Oklahoma batters, are they developing that keen eye again at the plate? Now the go-ahead run with a bat in hand.
Defense now for Alabama, having a force at any of the bags. It's going to be important for them to really try to get the lead runner. That will help out their pitcher and it takes some of the pressure off of her.
Penley waves at a rise ball over her head. 0-2.
That just tells you the spin of Osorio. Very uncharacteristic all season long for Nicole Penley to chase anything up. But Osorio is deceptive.
Struck her out. 2 down.
I love the way that Lexi Osorio zones in on her target. She sees you chase that rise ball. She's going to come right back again in that area where it just makes you swing through it. She baits you into swinging at that rise ball.
Callie Parsons, who had the pinch hit single to break up the no-hitter in game 1 in the 6th inning, now will come up with Lauren Chamberlain in the on-deck circle. Sooners seeking their first run and their first hit of the game.
The key to Parsons at bat last night was the fact that she did not chase. She was very disciplined and went right up the middle with a base hit.
5 strikeouts on 3 different pitches for Lexi Osorio. She struck out Parsons looking at a curveball in the 3rd inning.
Two of those strikeouts looking, 3 of them swinging.
Couple of Sooners on base with 2 walks in the inning. Ellis is down at second, Nerschel at first, and Lauren Chamberlain on deck. Of course, if you can get the out here, then you have the opportunity to not even deal with Lauren Chamberlain as a leadoff in the 6th, or at worst, you're looking at a solo home run.
Look at the left side of the field, way in. Look at McClenny in center, just behind the shortstop.
Good curveball for the strike on Parsons, and now the crowd will rise to its feet at the Rhodes House. Foul. Just a little half swing from Parsons to try and get it through that left side.
And that's why the defense plays her the way they do. That's where she makes her money. The half swing, that slap. Just get to contact.
Just got a piece of it.
The only thing scary, too, is with McClenny pulled so far over. Her base hit last night, guys, was up the middle. Right now, she does the same. That could be a double.
Yeah, if Lexi leaves one a little lazy on the inside corner, she could punch it into that gap.
Could score both runs to tie it. Just missed away again. Full count with Chamberlain up next.
It's a nice frame by Bell, but it's a ball.
And Bell will trot out to talk with her freshman pitcher. She just recorded the strikeout of Penley on a rise ball for the second out of the inning. She's already walked 2. And of course, with the 3-2 pitch here with 2 outs, the runners will be in motion.
So for the fielders, they're going to need to make sure anything on the ground, they really focus on getting that ball in glove. Try to complete the out.
Right back up the middle, backhanded by Turner, and nowhere to go, and the bases will be loaded. For the best home run hitter in the history of the sport, who left the yard for a 2-run shot last night in Game 1. Three grand slams on the season. She's 6 for 8 with the bases loaded. Parsons has again busted up the no-hitter for the second day in a row with a single. Chamberlain is 0 for 2. Struck out in the first, flew out to left field in the fourth.
Look how deep. You can't even see the outfield. Their backs are on the wall.
Rise out of the zone. Chamberlain lays off it. Had her knees buckled by the changeup the first time around. Hit a flat curveball out of the park last night. Inside part of the plate for a strike, 2-1. Chamberlain didn't like it, and neither does Patty Gasso.
Well, when you're looking down in the zone, you want to lay off a rise ball. You want to take this pitch, and you want it to be called a ball. Patty Gasso sharing her 2 cents as well.
The Rhodes House crowd immediately responds. 2-1 to Chamberlain. A strike away from working out of the jam.
They may have won the game with that strikeout. Osorio with the rise ball to Chamberlain.
Nothing Alabama with the lead over Oklahoma as we move to the top of the 6th inning. And not only the pitching of Osorio, but the defense as well. The second baseman, Demi Turner, Michelle.
Well, look at Demi Turner. She's going to point over to Lafayette, her first baseman, say, hey, look, I'm up the middle. And then look at where this ball is hit. She dives and keeps this ball on the infield. It saves a run right there. If that ball goes on the outfield. And then, of course, we all know the strikeout to Chamberlain gets them out of the jam. But that is a huge play by both freshmen, Demi Turner and Lexi Osorio, to get out of that jam and keep the Sooners off the board.
Just great positioning. Knowing your hitter and knowing where to play them.
2 runs on 2 hits, no errors for Alabama. No runs on just the 1 hit, the single by Callie Parsons, and 1 error. Jaden Spencer, the home run hitter from the 3rd inning, will lead off. It's 3, 4, and 5 here for the Tide. What a couple of days for Spencer. 6 plate appearances. She's reached every time. She just jogged past first the last time she came up.
Well, what she's done is, you'll see just her positioning in the batter's box, what she does with that front side. You can tell she's splitting the plate in half, looking for one side or the other.
Spencer waits on it. Penalty, long way to go. Got her. 1 down.
Penley has just been so consistent. If you want to put an X on the field, do not hit it here. It's right there. And this is why. This ball's in the 5-6 hole. It's a base hit for any average shortstop, but her arm strength with her weight on her back heel, that's what gets it done.
And that looked like it ricocheted off of Arnold's glove. And then Penley was able to get it and go. Rise ball to Runyon misses. A couple of pop-ups to second base so far for Marissa. Four pop-ups in her 6 at-bats so far. Looking for her first hit of the Supers. This is game 2, top of the 6th. If Alabama wins, we'll be back for game 3 tonight. Oklahoma wins, they not only go home, but they go home to play again in the World Series. Fouled off the facade. Winner here would play Michigan on Thursday. Going for a strike. Times for the games on Thursday yet to be determined, but Michigan and Oregon are both in on one side of the bracket. Tennessee and Auburn, the 4 and the 8 seeds, are in on the other side of the bracket right now. That side could be all SEC, Florida and LSU in the driver's seat in the other 2 Supers. 3-2 to Runyon. Another pop-up. Struggling to find her swing here in the postseason. 2 down. One series still to begin. UCLA and Missouri. Game 1 tonight. Another Pac-12 versus SEC showdown. Bell, a couple of ground outs. She had a hit in game 1, so Pat Murphy moved her up the slot in the batting order. Couple of spots. 2-0 lead for the Tide on the 2-run home run from Spencer in the third. Oklahoma as the home team here in game 2. They've got 2 ABs left.
You can tell where they're expecting Bell to hit. Look at Shelby Penley, the shortstop. She's almost behind third base. Look at the spacing between her and second base. Huge hole there. And that just tells me they know they've done their homework just like Alabama and Demi Turner did hers. They know that Bell is a pull hitter. She gets a lot of her hits. In fact, yesterday it was through that 5-6 hole.
Lost her. 2-out base runner for Bama.
And Jess, you bring up a really good point about positioning, but most times positioning is mostly effective when your pitcher hits their spots. If your pitcher is wild and not always hitting their spots, you might be pulled into that 5-6 hole. You leak one over the outside corner that stays on the plate, and bam, it gets smashed back up the middle. So, you know, those pitchers need to make sure they're hitting their spots.
Third walk for Paige Parker, and as a hitter you obviously see that out there, and now is it in your head a little bit? How do you fight to focus on the task at hand?
You're seeing an MLB right now, shifts are everything, and it does get in the heads of a hitter, because then you're thinking, okay, let me take myself out of my game and try to do something different.
Danae Hayes the batter and Rachel Bobo the base runner over at first. Danae hit a couple of home runs in the regionals last weekend. Bottom part of the order. The 4 through 9 hitters were just 2 for 19 in game 1. They are 0 for 11 so far in game 2, with a walk and a sacrifice. Hayes, Casey blocks the sun, makes the catch. A walk, one left on. Oklahoma will turn to Shelby Penley to lead off the 6th. They scored 5 runs yesterday in the 6th.
NCAA Softball Super Regionals is presented by the Capital One Venture Card. Earn unlimited double miles you can use with no blackout dates.
Beautiful day to be sitting out on the berm here at Alabama. And the Crimson Tide with the 2-0 lead. Jaden Spencer, the 2-run home run in the 3rd inning. And Lexi Osorio, 6 strikeouts, has given up just the 1 hit thus far. And the big moment coming in the bottom of the 5th inning, striking out Lauren Chamberlain with the bases loaded to get out of a jam. And now Shelby Penley will start off the inning. It's 2-3-4 for the Sooners. If they can rally to win late here, they will be advancing to the Women's College World Series for the 5th year in a row. Tide holds the lead. We'll play again later. A ground out in the 1st, got hit by a pitch in the 4th. Penley was 0 for 3 with a walk in game 1. Quietly putting together some of the best power numbers in the history of the sport. 24 home runs this season and 84 for her career. That's top 5.
And she's a hitter that in this series you're just kind of waiting for her to break out. She's been very quiet. She hasn't had bad at-bats, but she hasn't had great ones, and it's that big hit that you almost expect from Penley that hasn't shown up yet.
Two and 1. 5 for 16 so far in the postseason. Hasn't hit a home run yet in the NCAA tournament. Has a couple of doubles. 2-2. The advice from Pat Murphy to his freshman pitcher, Lexi Osorio: play where your feet are. Stay in the moment. Don't start thinking about the next pitch, the next hitter, the next game. We're not there yet. His advice to the youngster. Full count to Pendley. Stays alive. Another 3-2 pitch. And ball popped out of the glove of the catcher Bell. It was a called strike 3. Penley didn't realize it. And we'll head back to the dugout. So Osorio, so far against Chamberlain and Penley, has given up just one hit. That was the 2-run home run to Chamberlain last night. She has struck them out 3 times today. Riseball continues to work well. Her last 3 strikeouts all on rise balls. Here's Aaron Miller.
And that was the frustration of Oklahoma, is the last pitch from Osorio right down the middle. She'll start in the zone early and then make you chase late, and Oklahoma's continued to watch those better pitches earlier in the count.
Yeah, and the fact that she's pitching with the lead and Oklahoma has to take the bat off the shoulder in order to score runs is helping Lexi Osorio. And you're right, Jess, right now it comes down to being selectively aggressive. You have to be aggressive on early pitches, early strikes, and let those high pitches go.
One to Miller. That's it for a strike. 1-2.
And 10 of the 21 first pitches have been strikes from Osorio, but only 3 have been swinging.
Popped her up. Runyon. 2 down. And Osorio continues to do this against the Oklahoma lineup that has been lethal this year. The top scoring team in the country with the 2nd best batting average and the #1 slugging percentage in America. And it's really been just the 1 inning, the 5-run 6th in game 1, that they've been able to tag her. Georgia Casey, a strikeout and a flyout.
Well, the big question, and not to look too far ahead, but if Alabama holds on to the win, do you go to Osorio 3 games in a row?
I think you have to. I think you run her until her tank runs dry. You know, the thing that's going to help her, though, is her pitch count. She's been very effective. Just 98 pitches here through the bottom of the 6th. She was pretty effective last night as well.
124 pitches, so she's up over 200 for the weekend.
Yeah, that's where the key, knowing that you're going to have a long day as a pitcher, you need to make sure you fuel and that you hydrate, and that's how you throw a competitive doubleheader.
2-2. Casey. Full count. Fly ball out into shallow center. 3 up and 3 down in the 6th. Sooners have just 3 outs left. They're down 2-0. Alabama trying to force game 3 in the Super Regionals. Defensive play that Curry and Klay Thompson made on James Harden to close out game 2 and get the W for the Splash Brothers. At one point, their moniker was the Bash Sisters, Leona Lafayette and Jaden Spencer. Their home run production has been down this year, but Spencer has the 2-run home run. That's the difference. And here's her running mate, Lafayette. Oh for 3 in game 1. She's 0 for 2 tonight. Seven, 8, 9 here to face Parker. Bottom of the order would be coming up in the bottom half of the inning for Oklahoma. Lafayette pops it up. 1 down. If Osorio can take care of business, she would not have to see Lauren Chamberlain or Shelby Pendley again in the 7th. So the Sooners would need some production from the bottom to start the rally.
To your point, Beth, I think what's amazing is that Lexi Osorio is just 4 over the minimum. So she's given up the 1 hit, 3 free passes. She hasn't hurt herself, so that puts her in a position, as you mentioned, to not have to face that really troublesome 1 and 2. And Chamberlain and Pendley.
It looks like the pitching coach, Stephanie Van Brakel, is having more problems than Osorio at the moment. Getting a kink worked out from calling all those pitches.
She's the one throwing all the BP pregame, and I was watching her before the game, dripping in sweat, saying, I'm getting a workout because all the hitters didn't want to get out of the cage.
And watching a freshman in the Super Regionals 2 days in a row can be a little stressful as well. She's got to be proud of the way that Osorio is thrown, just as Oklahoma has to like what Paige Parker has been doing for them in the circle. Got the win last night and has kept it close here tonight. You're talking about 2 high-scoring, potent offenses. They combined for 9 hits last night in game 1. They only have 3 hits combined tonight against these 2 freshman pitchers, and both coaches not liking the strike zone here in game 2. (3-2) to Callie Case.
Pat Murphy just telling Case, see the ball down, see it low. And I think that's where they get frustrated. If that's the message you're giving the hitters and then the high strike is getting called, it's a mixed message because you have to protect that high pitch.
And it's a called strike 3. 2 down. Time now for our Pick You Up moment of the game, brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
That was just Jaden Spencer going big with the home run, the adjustments that she's been able to make against the lefty Parker. And that's been the difference, that 2-run home run. Put Bama up 2-zip.
That and the single by Demi Turner to start the game are the only 2 hits off of Parker.
Pat Murphy's got to be careful. He was issued a warning yesterday. They're not supposed to argue balls and strikes.
Oh, 1 to the number 9 hitter, Danny Richard. 0-2. Just missed away, tried the backdoor curve. Two.
I think a good pitch to throw right now is that top of the strike zone rise ball. It's been called consistently this inning. She can get Richard to chase.
Richard popped it up, Chamberlain checking, making sure she's got room, makes the catch. With Paige Parker, not only can she throw a 2-hitter tonight, but can she be the rally starter to lead off the bottom of the 7th against 2-0 Alabama with the lead over Oklahoma as we move to the bottom of the 7th inning, 3 outs away from forcing game 3. How about our Capital One Cup impact performance?
Of course, it's Lexi Osorio. She has been outstanding today using her changeup, her curveball. She'll make you chase up in the zone, but I love the way she works the river on both sides of the plate. Some big strikeouts, the biggest of Lauren Chamberlain with the bases loaded to get out of a jam and keep the shutout on the board.
That was back in the 5th inning. 7 strikeouts, over 100 pitches now. She will face Parker, Self, and Nerschel. Five, 6, and 7 coming up. Chandler Dare is the defensive replacement in left field. Nerschel is 0 for 1 with a walk. And a 1-0 count. Oklahoma walks off with a win. They head home to Oklahoma City and a chance to play in the Women's College World Series. If Alabama holds on, we are back here for game 3 in about an hour. The 2012 national champs, the 2013 national champs have not disappointed here at the Rhodes House. And we have seen the emergence of 2 outstanding freshman pitchers. And Lexi Osorio and Paige Parker on the national scene in the postseason. Here they are head-to-head, the 1-2 pitch.
And I'd say the best at-bat for Oklahoma this game came from Paige Parker. She worked and earned a walk. A 9-pitch at-bat, which started the rally in the 5th inning that got the bases loaded.
And the count goes full. That's the only time today they have had the leadoff on base. Just the 1 hit off of Osorio. Popped it up. Turner doffs the visor. 1 down.
Turner's made some great defensive plays for the Tide. You know, when your outfielders are that deep, you've got to go back on those balls. Those are tough.
If we get to a game 3, by the way, neither Parker nor Osorio has pitched a doubleheader on the same day all season. And would Pat Murphy and Patty Gasso go right back to these two and ride them out as long as they can. They have been stellar, and certainly I think have earned the opportunity to have that discussion with their coaches. 0-1 to Self. 0-2. Waste one away. Two and two. 4,000 crimson-clad umpires today at the Rhodes House. Wanted strike 3. Full count again. Bell out to talk to Osorio. Lexi, just the 4 hits allowed last night. She struck out 7. She's got 7 more strikeouts tonight. Has allowed just the 1 hit. Extraordinary couple of days for these two youngsters. 3-2 pitch. And the tying run will come to the plate for the Sooners. Is Patty Gasso going to stay with Tori Nerschel? 0 for 1 with a walk. Tori 2 home runs, 10 RBI on the season. And then let's see who would come out of the dugout on deck. It looks like Jessica Vest, number 27 there in the white jersey, will be the pinch hitter in the number 8 spot in the order. The 3rd different Sooner to hit in that spot. Arnold and Penley both struck out. Nerschel with 1 out and 1 on. Bottom of the 7th, and a chance for the Sooners to walk off with a win and the series. Oh, 1 from Osorio. if we do go to a game 3, Alabama would be the home team, as they were for game 1 last night. And I think undoubtedly it would be Paige Parker, because they don't have the pitching depth that Alabama does. They have another pitcher in Sydney Littlejohn. Patty Gasso said the other day that Shelby Pendley would be their other pitching option behind Parker. Herschel down to Lafaele. She will apply the tag. Self over to second, 2 down. And the last chance will be the pinch hitter, Jessica Vest, the senior out of Hollister, California, who was their starting shortstop when they won the national championship in 2013. 12 for 31 on the season, has hit 4 home runs. This will be her second appearance in the NCAA tournament. She played in the regional in a game but did not hit. Osorio trying to close it out here for the Crimson Tide. Lauren Chamberlain is in the hole. On deck is Callie Parsons, who has the only hit today for Oklahoma. One strike away from forcing game 3. Chauncey Bell wants to come out to talk to the pitcher. I think they picked it at second base.
Katie Self calling the rise ball. Watch her hands go way up in the air. She made it very obvious, not discreet at all. Rise ball's coming. Bell smartly calling time. One of the few teams to not use the armband. They classically do it from the catcher.
Doesn't chase the rise, and it's a full count. Third full count of the inning. Vest pops it up. Turner calling for it. Ball game. Alabama wins it 2-0, and the same two teams in a winner-take-all game 3 coming up next. Lexi Osorio, the one-hit shutout, which included a strikeout of Lauren Chamberlain with the bases loaded in the 5th inning.
Osorio so strong, using her curve ball, mixing rises, curves, off speeds. She throws a one-hitter, 4 free passes, 7 strikeouts. Just an amazing outing for Lexi Osorio.
How much longer for Osorio and Parker? Will they go again in Game 3? Winner take all coming up next to face Michigan in the Women's College World Series on Thursday. Once again, the final score, Alabama beating Oklahoma 2-0. Back here for Game 3 in about 45 minutes on ESPN2. Now let's get you to SportsCenter.